Good day, grade 8 learners. This is your teacher Arwen and welcome to a new episode of our instructional video in English 8. This instructional video will definitely help and assist you to better understand the content of your modules. Thus, get your pen, paper, and modules ready because today will be so much fun. First, let's have a review of our earlier topic. Previously, we talked about examining biases for or against made by the author. We comprehensively discussed biases and how are we going to determine them. For today's episode, we will be having the different types of propaganda. Let's have some mood setting first for you to have a glimpse of our lesson for today and in order for you to be motivated to learn. I will be showing logos and slogans of famous brands and companies. Your task is to identify the name of the company or the brand that owns the logo or the slogan. Excited? Let's begin. Photo number 1. Second photo. Third. Fourth. And then last. Are you all familiar with these companies' logos and slogans, learners? I am confident that you all are. To begin with, every day, whenever we scroll our Facebook news feeds or watch videos of our favorite YouTuber, we encounter a lot of advertisements, right? And whether we agree or not, they are bothersome because they interrupt our viewing. However, have you noticed that these advertisements use different methods and techniques in convincing us to buy their products or services? These are called propaganda techniques. And our topic for today is to analyze intentions of words or expressions used in propaganda techniques. Here are our objectives. As a learner of this module, you are expected to first, differentiate between forms of persuasive media. Second, identify the expressions used in each propaganda technique. Third, recognize forms of propaganda used in pictures and in situations. And lastly, explain the propaganda technique or techniques used in commercials. Let's define what is propaganda. According to Richard Alan Nelson, it is a form of purposeful persuasion that attempts to influence the emotions, attitudes, opinions, and actions of specified target audiences for ideological, political, or commercial purposes through the controlled transmission of one-sided messages, which may or may not be factual, via mass and direct media channels. In simpler terms, these are persuasive techniques either in print or electronic media, with the sole purpose to influence others' opinions, emotions, and attitudes. Propaganda is basically convincing people to believe in what you are saying to them by using different techniques that appeal to their senses and emotions, and not more on intellect and cognition. Thus, it is a must that we, as the public, are familiar to these propagandas so that we can easily detect if the writer or speaker is telling facts or the other way around. As they say, do not be deceived with visuals. Here are some of the different propaganda techniques as defined by George Orwell that advertisers use to convince the public to buy their product and services. First, name calling. This technique is used to create fear and arouse prejudice by using negative words to create an unfavorable opinion or hatred against a group, beliefs, ideas, or institutions. And it is often employed using sarcasm and ridicule the actual idea or proposal. When an advertisement uses this specific type of propaganda technique, it makes use of negative words against its competitor. For example, why settle for a boring and plain pot? Level it up to art pots. So just a disclaimer, since name calling uses negative words over the other, I just made this advertisement or I just made this example for you learners. Second technique, we have glittering generalities. As the term implies, these are words that have different positive meanings for individual subjects, but are linked to highly valued concepts. Words used as glittering generalities are honor, glory, love of country, and freedom. Advertisers become creative in terms of their vocabulary to come up with combinations that are appealing and easily remembered by the public. For example, Coca-Cola and Starbucks used glittering generalities for these advertisements. Third technique, we have testimonial. Propagandists use this technique to associate a respected person or someone with experience to endorse a product or cause by giving it their stamp of approval, hoping that the intended audience will follow their example. This is a common propaganda technique as advertisers use or hire popular celebrities to promote their products or services to the public. This creates the notion that if this popular celebrity uses this product, they should be very effective or good. For example, Mr. Darren Espanto endorses Vivo, Jollibee, and Beauty Derm. So these companies hired Mr. Darren Espanto because he is very popular right now and he has a huge fan base. Next technique, we have plain fox. This technique is used to convince the audience that the spokesperson is from humble origins, someone they can trust and who has their interests at heart. This is very effective when your target clients are those who are just regular or ordinary citizens, as it creates a sense of connectedness between the speaker and his audience, which helps build belief in the idea. For example, Nescafe and Lucky Me are companies that are very good in using plain fox as a technique in their advertisements. Last technique, we have bandwagon. This is an appeal to the subject to follow the crowd, to join in, because others are doing it as well. This tries to convince the subject that one side is the winning side because more people have joined it. It influences people by telling them how everyone is using the same product or is true to the same ideology. This simply means that you must buy this product because everyone is buying it. If you will not buy, you will be left behind. For example, McDonald's and iPhone 5 used this specific technique to influence or to convince the public to buy their products. Is our discussion clear, learners? Let's have a review then. So propaganda simply is to convince. So in order for us to convince the public to buy our products or services, you could use various propaganda techniques. As discussed, we could have name calling, glittering generalities, testimonial, plain fox, and bandwagon. Is our discussion clear, learners? Oops, that's our sign. It's activity time. To further enhance your knowledge, familiarity, and skills in using and identifying propaganda techniques, let's have these activities. For the first activity, I will be showing you 5 advertisements. And you need to identify what propaganda technique is used in each of the advertisement. You are only given 1 minute to key in your answers. Ready? Here is now the first advertisement. Done with our first activity. Let's go to the next one. You need to think a product of your own, then make an advertisement out of it. Your advertisement can either be in print or in digital form. You will be using at least one propaganda technique that was discussed. Then, you need to post it on your Facebook group. You will be graded using a rubric. Screen cap this slide now, learners, and begin doing your advertisement. And just like that, we are all done with this module. Did you enjoy our episode for today? I do hope that you have learned a thing or two from this video lesson. So the next time you will encounter an advertisement while watching your favorite YouTuber on YouTube, instead of skipping, try to look deeper and identify what propaganda technique was used in the ad. Again, this is your teacher Arvin telling you to confidently and courageously go beyond pages. If you have questions and clarifications, feel free to send me a direct message. Have a darn fun today, everyone!